it's been almost 3 years since you've left. You left me, not VCW. You left me, right? You're the champion. You're the poster boy. You know, you're on the big banners on Canterbury Road. So why'd you leave me, or why'd you leave VCW?
Why?
Oh, look, we were going for the tag team titles, mate. I just wanted a belt. You got one. I didn't.
It's good. Good snap. Good snap. It's good. Good snap. Hey, yo, wrestling fans, and welcome to the Good Snap podcast. I'm Xander Rose, and with me is my tag partner, Chris Zorba. Zorba, it's been too long, brother.
I know, man. It's been a while. Sorry, so a bit of sickness got in the way, and we're back at it now. Seriously, we've got to pump out more of these.
Well,
I'm excited for the guest that we got on today.
I'm excited too, mate. He's a blast from the past for us. He's our fellow Greek Spartan warrior. He's Mr. JJ Spartan. JJ, how are you, brother?
How are you, brothers? I'm very well. I'm very good. Good to be on the show. Thank you for having me today. I think it's fantastic.
No problem, buddy. But the funny thing is, we talk about a long time between drinks. We haven't done the podcast for about 2 months. But, mate, it's been a long time since we've spoken.
Absolutely. It's been a while.
Yeah. Buddy, when did you start watching wrestling?
Oh, geez, I reckon when I was about 8 or 9. So what's that? That's probably early 90s. Yeah, definitely the golden era. Yeah.
And what were you watching? Was it more like were you actually watching on TV, or were you just hiring tapes, or was WWF?
No, back then. Yeah, it was videotapes back then. So I think the first ever video I rented from the video store was WrestleMania 3. And I think from then, as a little kid, I was like, this is good stuff, you know. And then, like, a lot of little kids that like wrestling, you know, you watch your Macho Man, your Hulk Hogan, your Ultimate Warriors, and you just, you know, you invest different as a kid, as, you know, obviously the years go by. And funny enough, we all got into the business, and obviously it's a different feeling. But the feeling of a kid enjoying wrestling is, it's a fantastic thing. So, you know, yeah, it's very good, especially being little and watching those sort of characters. I think was amazing. I don't know if we'll ever get those kind of guys back again, you know.
And in the mid 90s, what were you? Were you WWF? Were you WCW? Were you both?
WCW all the way. 100%.
Yeah. I think WCW really that era, that era, the war era, if you want to call it, the Monday Night Wars. Mm-hmm. I think that era, especially for myself, and probably even in Australia, really, because WCW was really pushed in Australia. Yeah. And back then we all had Optus Vision, or you know, I don't even think it's called
Blast from the past, yeah, Optus Vision.
Optus and All-Star, remember All-Star? It's got all these different names.
It's I think Galaxy was the first one that was out, wasn't it? Galaxy something.
Yeah, Galaxy TV, yeah.
Galaxy TV, so far out.
Yeah. So I think
old school.
Yeah. And I think that just really pushed it. So very similar to, as we discussed for many years over, we really liked that WCW era. I thought it was fantastic. Even when you watch it now, it was just yeah, it's still there, you know, the buzz is still, you can still feel that buzz, even if you put on some old tapes. It's just different. Even when you look at the crowds, I think one thing you can do is people that enjoy watching wrestling, regardless if you're a performer or not, if you watch the crowds that were like back then, they were so invested in the show. It was a different level, like when the NWA invaded and all that sort of stuff. It was off its roof, you know what I mean? It was just unbelievable how wrestling took off then. It was just a different ball game, mate. That was just superstars. So like rock and roll stars, right?
Well, that's it. It was like, you know, WCW pumps, doesn't it?
My mate actually just before sent me a video. Goes, man, watch this clip. It was Bret Hart versus Sting at Halloween Havoc. I don't know what year it was. It was the NWO Wolfpack Sting. So I was watching it, and I was watching a bit of it just before I jumped on here. I'm like, the crowd were popping just over basic moves, just a few punches in the corner. You know what I mean? These days, it's like, what move can they do to impress the crowd? You know what I mean? That's why I like the old school stuff, because it's just a few punches, or he done a DDT and the crowd popped a bit. You know what I mean? Just one simple
They love
move.
the characters. They love the characters.
Yeah, they love the characters. That's it.
The moves were second. It was the fact that they were excited about wrestling. They were excited being on the wrestling shows, to the extent, if you listen to a few indie promoters at the same time, they put on an indie show. There'd be 1,000 people there, and no one knows A to B who the wrestlers were. It's just wrestling was just a hot product, and it was just the characters, as you guys just said, a couple punches, a bit of working in the corner. They were just working each other a bit, and they were just losing it.
I haven't watched the whole match yet. I want to watch that whole match. Actually, it looks good. I can't remember. I remember watching it like when I was younger. But yeah, I remember it was a Scorpion Deathlock versus a Sharpshooter. It was just like, who was going to get that move, because they're very similar, pretty much similar moves.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So, that was a story there.
Yeah, like I know these questions, or this answer, but how'd you actually get into the industry?
It's obviously for a long, long time. Like my background pre-pro wrestling, and obviously Chris, we went all day one with you, but pre-wrestling. Obviously, if you finish that, I've been in the entertainment industry for 20 years, and through music, of course. So I've always loved entertaining, and obviously, I never got into wrestling. And then, seeing obviously Vulcan signs there, New Mana, and all that, I'm like, oh man, you just I've always wanted to be a wrestler. So, and that's how it started. It was my passion for entertainment that I'm doing for many years through Buzuki, performing, and then just going to wrestling, and that's how it all just started. As soon as we went there, I met the guys, yourself, Hudson, Villa, Liam, a few others there, and it was just, I thought it was just fantastic. You know what I mean? Especially that 2017 when it all started, and we'll talk about it a bit more in this cast when it started. I thought that was the best thing ever. First learning in the industry. But also, I thought between all of us, we had a fantastic time, and he just made things. It was just really good, And I think it was a good entry to get into, and it's fantastic, especially those first year. I reckon it was a fantastic period to be part of. That was great.
Yeah, we had heaps of fun. Like I remember that day that you came out. It was the outdoor show that we did with like 15 people in the car park. And it was like, I remember it was, mate, it was so hot. We all got sunburnt because it was outside in the parking lot. And I remember Liam and Hudson versed each other, and they were so sweaty. They were trying to do moves, and they were just slipping off each other. Great show. It was so weird, but we had fun.
Oh, I thought it was fantastic.
And we got JJ out of it too. So there you go. So it sort of worked. It was like we're at 100% success rate.
No, it was so many stories, and even our promos. I think the promos were the best part of it. Honestly, that was fantastic.
That's what I was gonna say. I've got a video. Can I show you a video that I've got? Of your first promo. Hold on. So your first promo. Let me figure out how to do this. So give me 1 second.
You're right.
I can play here.
So play the first one, which is
him with a towel.
Yeah, that one. It's coming through now. So I remember this promo, JJ, but I fixed it up a little bit. I added some modifications to it. If you can play it.
I think you can do that, Chris.
you know the type of shit I do.
Ready? Yeah, so I'll play the original now, yeah?
Yeah. Go. So this was the original one. Your first one.
Kalispera for Spartan. JJ Spartan here, representing all the Greeks and Cypriots around the world.
You remember this
and the inner west. That's right. Stanmore, Marrickville, Burwood, St. Peters, and Sydney. Whoever's going to step into my world is going to feel the house of pain.
All right, you can stop it there.
When I'm done with them, they're going to get on the floor and crawl out of.
I did a modification to it. Can you play the other one?
Yeah.
See how I named all the train stations like the train go?
Yeah. So this is what we fixed here.
The train on platform 5 goes to
Stanmore, Marrickville, Burwood, St. Peters, and Sydney.
Yeah, so I did a bit of modifying.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I still show, no joke, I show the people the promo. This was trying to get up before, but it wasn't working. Remember the promo that we did? Remember the promo that we did with Liam outside in the car park?
The kidnapping?
The kidnapping, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
And we filmed it twice. And the first time, Liam hit me with a chair, and the chair broke, hurt my back. And then JJ chased the car, but he had like phone, keys, whatever, wallet in your pocket, and they were just dangling as you're running after the car. and then we swapped it to the bin afterwards. I mean, you took all your stuff out of your pocket. That was the best. That's what I was trying to get working, but I can't get the video working. But that's all right.
Oh, that was the best promo. That's the best promo, that one.
maybe Xander can add it to the end of this video so people can see the two differences.
Yeah, that was fantastic. What a promo. That was fun. So fun. Monday night fun.
Yeah.
But you know what? There was another promo actually, the one with you at the wrestling ring.
Oh man, yeah.
Can you get that one?
No, that one should be gone forever.
No, that was gold. It was
one
the Greek Express.
The Greek Express, and Vulcan's sitting there talking, and I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to be there. I hated promos.
He's going, you're talking, JJ, you're talking, and then he's going, we're going to play it, please. Please.
I got to try and find it. I do have it, but man, that promo was the worst promo of all time.
That is gold.
I can probably play it on my phone screen here, but that's about it.
That's all right. I remember the one that was pretty funny.
But and I let out a grunt, and that was it. I was like, that was it. Worst promo ever, man. I swear. I hated doing promos. There was nothing worse.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, speaking of, like, you know, obviously you like your WCW days and everything like that, and you like the older side of wrestlers. Do you who would be your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers?
How many is that? Like three?
Like three? Four. Yeah.
Four. Look, I think
it's a hard one. It's a hard one to answer because there's so many wrestlers that we love and look up to.
Yeah. Look, I think it's probably changed a bit, but I think looking at it now, I want to pull Macho Man there because there's just saying different things about him. I think is fantastic. I want to put Hulk Hogan there because ultimately that's, you know, the brand for the era. Although I know a lot of people don't like him, I think he's accomplished a lot. I think Goldberg, and I know that a lot of purists don't like him, but that's fine, you know. But I want to put him there. So we've got them three, and then look, I think as a child, then I'll put my child fantasy. I'll put what's its name, Ultimate Warrior, because I was just, you know, when he came out, and he was losing it as a kid. You'd run around the living room, you'd shake the couch. So I have to put that bit of it there. So, you know, mixing it up a bit, but yeah, you know, yeah, I like them.
Yeah.
Well, it is a difficult question, really. There's so many, like Zorba said, but
too many.
Yeah, but obviously your background, you're a Greek boy like us. So your character, Spartan, obviously. But what was it that made you pick like a Spartan as your character?
I think to be honest, I think I just kept it pure because like my family originates from there, right? My dad's from there. So I like that
Sparta?
bit of it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're from there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Nah, he's half Vietnamese, half Zimbabwean, man. What are you? So JJ Spartan makes sense.
Yeah. No, I think I just kept it there, and I think I just stuck to that. I didn't want to really invent a lot of different stuff, you know. I just wanted to keep it as things there. Where JJ comes from, I just wanted to call it John Spartan, right? And then Vulcan's like, I don't like the name. I'm like, oh, fine, fair enough, you know, it's all right. I go, look, I'll leave it with you, and you come up with it. And then Vulcan came. I came with the Spartan thing, But JJ actually, Vulcan came up with. He goes, "I got the name for you." I go, "Tell me." He goes, "JJ Spartan." I go, "Lock it in." That's it. So why not?
Every name that Vulcan thinks of has a J in it somewhere. every single name is like letter J. Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah,
I think it was like well, I think we were calling it Jimmy John Spartan or something for a bit.
Yeah, like,
I think that's what it stands for.
Probably that's probably what it is. But yeah, no, Vulcan came up with that. That was pretty good. But yeah, the character's pretty normal. Just get out there, a bit aggressive, and nothing flashy. Just simple stuff, power stuff, and just that's it. That's it. Keeping it there. But I enjoy it. I like the character. It's not something that I'd change. I'd stick to that. Which is why that's one of the things too. Like, I think a lot of people, if they're to understand how VCW started, we all know this very well. We got in there with obviously with a Greek community there, so that was the first sort of stop. So I think that worked out quite well. But one day you guys should talk about how I think the formation of VCW, because we all played a very important part. Do you know what I mean? Especially at the beginning of it. That'd be a good story one day too, because I think that's a brilliant thing to do, because we all had a very important role to play in there, and we all, and it was so pure. We didn't do it obviously for the money, but we done it from the enjoyment and from genuine. It was almost like a brotherhood, I'd call it, isn't it? They reckon at the beginning.
Yeah.
We all really. And I haven't seen that anywhere else. In North South Wrestle, definitely not. I can tell you that now. That doesn't exist. So I think it's a fantastic story to one day tell. Probably, obviously VCW is still, it's going, it's wrestling. But one day I think that'd be a fantastic story to tell, how it all came and how everyone put it together.
Nice. Well, you've obviously wrestled VCW and AWE. I mean, what's been your highlight of your wrestling career so far?
It definitely would be the VCW Championship. I think that was that's definitely the biggest one. I think that was a very big, especially when it happened. That was a fantastic. That's really one of the best nights ever. Especially the way it happened. So many people got involved. Chris, you remember the crowd quite well. It was a massive crowd.
Yeah.
It was at Chris's. Chris had a big part to do with that, to be honest, putting it in his community.
Yeah.
And just, I've never seen wrestling for none of us are international stars. None of us things are just a local show that was. We're talking hundreds of people losing it. You know what I mean? And just loving it. So that was, I think, that was by far a fantastic, because that was the inaugural match, for the title. And typical Vulcan fashion, I didn't think I was even going over, until it happened, and that's quite funny. I like the way he keeps it that way. It was quite good, because it becomes, I don't want to use the word real, but you know what I mean. In how many, if you think you're not going over, then you go over. You're like, what the fuck just happened? Sorry, I saw, but it just happens, So I thought that was a fantastic night, and then afterwards, being there, it was just good, It was just, I think by far that's the most.
Was that Canterbury Carnage 3?
No, that was the first one. No. Canterbury Carnage 1.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the first one, wasn't
it? First one.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's right, because I'm getting confused, because that belt the heavyweight belt was there months before they had the cruiserweight and the tag belts. That's right. They brought them later.
Yeah,
that's right.
Correct. Yeah. Canterbury Carnage 1. That was the big one, and where Chris got heavily involved with putting that together. That was number one. Yeah, that was a big one. Now that one is probably. I don't think Australia's had an indie show like that. I'm talking about no one international, just your local brand. That big. I don't think so. Huge. It's never been. And also we had our poster, Chris, on the main road. People were calling it. It's never been done from the 70s there. People still to this day, they still tell me, they still say, I remember going to your show and it reminded me when I was a kid and my grandparents would take me in the 70s, which is very fundamental, because that show, brought a lot of people that used to watch wrestling 50 years ago, reminiscent with them, you know. So it was very important to a lot of people that show. So it was very good.
Still, do you remember? Because I remember we had that Rumble show at Stanmore, I think it was. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
And the two winners of the Rumble would go on for the championship. And I remember it was Mike Valuable, and you were the last person. You didn't know that for sure that you didn't know that you were winning that day either. I think
because I was in training. I was training to, you know, make sure that when I fall out of the ring, I do it nice, you know. So I was practicing falling out of the ring to make sure that, you know, it comes out good, you know. But yeah, no, that was pretty good. I remember that one. That was quite, you know, that was quite good. I think the last ones were me, Valuable, Liam, and Liam, and Hudson. Yeah. And Valuable, he worked me to the corner, and he's like, wait. And I'm like, what? He's like, wait here. And then he goes, he throws out the others, and then that's it. I'm like, all right, here we go. So we done the face-off. So that was good. Yeah, that was fantastic. Valuable.
I wanted to stay in there. Yeah, I wanted to stay in there a little bit longer. But I remember telling Mike, going, man, I'm in pain a bit, sort of thing. My legs are hurting. I go, throw me over just a bit early if you can. He goes, yeah, man, no problem. Then when I got in the ring, I'm like, I really want to stay in here, actually. And he goes, all right, time to go. I'm like, what? Not yet. I'm like, so I have to get out early. It doesn't matter. That
was a big night too. That was a good night as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun.
I mean, in terms of you know, your goals for the future in your wrestling career, what do you got in the pipeline?
I think I want to look. Currently, at the moment, I'm doing a bit of acting. So what does that mean for wrestling? I want to try and you know, I like using the two, especially, you know, just a bit of goals. So what does that mean for wrestling? I think it means I want to, you know, expand a little bit, and not right now, but I think soonish I'd like to, you know, try a bit more and do a few more things. I haven't really worked out exactly what I'm after. Hence I'm on a bit of a break. But yeah, I think when I do pop, I want to come back a lot back to that sort of 2017 sort of you know, how can I say it, attitude that I had towards wrestling, and just really really go for it. So yeah.
Time to bring in a GWO, I think.
New roller.
Now,
when I first got to VCW, that's what I pitched to Vulcan. I was like, listen, we got the three Greeks, the GWO, it's going to work. You know, at the Michelinian house, we'll sell out their shirts like you wouldn't believe. Like they'll go like hotcakes. Not for us, but the fact that it'd be Greek World Order, it'll sell like a hotcake.
Yeah, it would have sold like crazy.
Like a hotcake.
What did Vulcan say?
He was all in, but because I just started, it was dead set. Like, was it the first? I reckon the second week I was doing wrestling, and I said, John, I've got a good idea.
Second week?
Yeah, second week. You know what he said to me? He goes, okay, I've got a great idea. Listen, what we'll do is we'll get like Greek World Order shirts. All right, me, JJ Zorba, and he's like, yeah. He goes, okay, so how about you learn how to wrestle first, and then we'll talk about the shirts. And I thought, yeah, good point. But yeah, like I'm telling you now, you know it, you all know it, that at Michelin House, those shirts would pump like you wouldn't believe.
Bad.
Like you wouldn't believe.
I would have sold out. I would have bought some for myself.
I would have bought them all.
Very good.
So you're currently the tag team champs now, yeah, for AWE?
Look, I think I've sort of again taking a break, so I know that in my position BBN's going to be defending that with Brizza. Again, you know, fantastic stuff there, yeah, but so currently I'm not defending that title. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's all right. So
yeah, you know what? But you know what? Everywhere you go, you don't mind picking up a little shiny belt, eh? Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, no. Look, it was good. I enjoyed. I do enjoy tag team. Probably not full time. I don't think that's my thing to do full time. But I think when the storyline's right, like Chris, when we were doing the tag, that made sense. You know, like with the storyline. I think that was fantastic. I do enjoy singles more. I think that's from the enjoyment part. I think it's easier to put in a story with myself. Tag team's great too.
JJ, sorry, I'm going to step in here. You know that since you were gone, he's found a new lover. You know that. I'm sorry.
That's
He's right, yeah.
Yes, we've been together for almost 3 years.
Mate. Yeah.
We've been together for almost 3 years, but we've had a 2-year break.
That's longer than me. That's almost pretty much as long as me and Zorba.
We want to know those, Xander. Me and you.
We're undefeated.
Undefeated.
Oh, good.
We're the number one contenders.
Who's tagged now? It's still Hudson and Zach, right?
Yeah, prolific.
Yeah, good tag, solid tag. That's a very good tag there.
Yeah, they're undefeatable though. Far out. Imagine us two versus them. Jeez.
No, they're fantastic.
Look, straight in the nuts. Low blow, straight in the nuts, and then small package. Thanks for coming. Easy.
Done. Let's do it. I'm in for that. 100%.
So we should tell him. We should tell him to get trios titles.
Yeah,
us three will go for it. Why not? Who cares?
Oh, yeah.
So we can all have to chip in and pay for it. That's all right. We can do that. We can have, the more people can have a quad title.
Just make it ourselves, I reckon. Easier. Then we got them definitely. Well, you've been wrestling for a few years now. Do you have any advice for any young up and coming wrestlers or anyone that wants to get into the biz, or what do you recommend for anyone that sort of wants to try it out? And
look, apart from the obviously learning the athletic, like the learning bit of it, the key is to listen. I think it's very, very important. We've all got ideas in wrestling and the rest of it. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's fundamental that you just listen, learn, because the more matches you make, the more matches you do, the more, and wrestling's one of those things that as time passes, you see it differently, you learn differently, you do things differently. You're not as intense in terms of wanting it at the beginning. It just all changes. So it's very important that you listen. And try to make boundaries for yourself. Like, don't overstep boundaries. You know what I mean? Just listen to the guys. Doesn't matter if you think that they're not the best or whatever. People that have been in the business a long time have got experience. Do you know what I mean? Different experience. So it's very important if you're going to come in. You may be the most athletic. You might be the fittest. You might have been the best footy player or whatever. It doesn't matter. You have to listen because it's a totally different thing. You know what I mean? So if you see guys who you think you look better or whatever, means nothing. You really just need to learn it, have your 10, 15 matches, then have an opinion. But before that, it's not. Do you know what I mean? Like, how many people that I've seen, especially now with so many years, and I have seen newcomers, even where I'm wrestling, where I was, current, they step out and the first thing they're shooting bricks, man. You know what I mean? So everything that they thought about before, the ego and all that, he just dies there. And you're like, man, I told you. It's a totally different thing. Don't look at doesn't matter how big, how strong you are. It's a show, and if you're not, if you haven't experienced it, if you haven't done it, if it's all thing like the thing with wrestling. We set up the ring. All that's an experience. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. People think about winning. Everyone wants to win in wrestling, to win their match. It's not about that, And it takes time to learn that. That's why all up and coming newcomers, take your time, listen, respect other wrestlers that have been there for a long time, regardless of age, fitness levels, everything like that. Just respect them, listen, learn, have your 10, 15 matches, and you're good. That's it.
And it's not what you see on YouTube and TV and stuff like that. No. Try and get your ass to a school or something to just learn the basics. You know what I mean? Because everyone thinks they're going to go in there and go, I want to do a power bomb. Yeah, no, you're not going to do that.
No, it doesn't. That's power bomb's irrelevant. I think
just the way we're Canadian destroyer. That's all.
Yeah, that's all they want to do.
Through a table. That's all. Did I ask her much? Like, really? Come on.
But then
No,
they
Chris.
watch it and they're like, I want to do death matches. I'm like, really? I've heard that before. I'm like, really?
Yeah, it's again, that's my experience talking, right? And it's 100% correct. You've got to get in there. You've got to do your roles. You got to do all that sort of stuff. You know, your first move, your headlock takedown, you know, kick out, that sort of stuff. Learn your chain, man. Have a few basic matches, and then worry about the big moves. You know what I mean? That big moves aren't, you know, it's neither here or there when you know. You need experience.
Your first match. It was your first match. I can't remember.
My first match was myself versus Villa. Yeah,
Okay.
myself.
Yeah.
Villa. So I think I've wrestled Villa and Akram the most out of everyone, but I've probably wrestled them 4 times each. But yeah, definitely Villa was my first one, and I think that was Villa's probably second or third one anyway back then, because he would have done the Queensland one. Yeah, well, I think everyone had under 5 matches back then, and we still put together. Obviously I've kept the DVD, and it was still a good show. You know, basic, but I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah. No, we had fun. That was fun. I think it was Stanmore, wasn't it? That was our first ever.
Stanmore was our first show. Pretty much sold out. First show.
Yeah.
Pretty loud. I remember it being very loud. I think, Chris, your match was in Liam, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was Liam. We opened the show, that show. I still got the video. I show it to everybody still to this day.
That was
so you were the first match of VCW was Zorba.
That's it.
I'll go down here.
So I'm throwing an extra question. Is there anybody that you would love to wrestle, like in Australia, sort of thing? Like, even if it's just the local Aussie wrestler that you'd like to get in the ring with, or that you haven't been in the ring with yet? Yeah, Villa I think it's a handicap match.
No, I think it's I'd like to wrestle a few people, but the one match that I think needs to take place, I think it'd be versus Mike Valuable. I think that one needs to happen. I think, I don't know where and when, but or for who. But that one there, I thought that was a really good build up. And I think there's 2 totally different characters, 2 totally different things, but I think it's just something that'll come together. So I think that's a match that I've always wanted to have, you know, that one over there. I just feel that will come as a singles match. I feel that will come very well. Yeah, and then I haven't really thought much more than that, but yeah, that'd be good. It'd be good to, you know. I always like wrestling Liam. I think
still got
good.
it. Mike's good, man. I've been in the ring with him, and yeah, he's still got it.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Really, I think he's fantastic.
He knows a lot of knowledge as well, and you know,
he knows how to use. Yeah, he knows how to use what's necessary. He's good. I think he's got that. You know, he's a very workable. He knows how to work it. You know what I mean? There's no question about it. And he can wrestle anyone. There's no problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, fantastic. Yeah, I think
I remember when I wrestled him, it was we were going over the match and we were talking about like things that we wanted to do and whatever, like, you know, breaking the rules. How you prepare the match sort of thing, and he goes, all right, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this. I'm sitting there going, man, this isn't my type of match. I'm normally the one that gets beaten down all the time. You know, everyone's doing their moves to me. And he goes, no. He goes, you do this, you do that, you do this move. He goes, I'll come back, and then he goes, I'll do my 3 moves, and then we'll finish. I'm like, perfect, sounds good. And yeah, he knows a lot, and everyone liked that match. Like, even my uncle came up to me, he goes, really, I thought you've beaten him because you were smashing him at the beginning, and then it just finished. So
yeah, he knows
how to work the crowd, you know what I mean, and how to get the up and then bring it down and then back up and finish. You know?
That's his psychology. It's not about him. Man. Yeah, that's his psychology. He exactly as you said, he uses the up and down emotional play, and I think that's what is a good match. You know what I mean? And he can do that with anyone. I think, who did he first last? Hollywood. Even that looked all right from what I saw. Did he first Hollywood?
Yeah, that was a good match too. It was originally, Johnny Starr was supposed to wrestle somewhere else, but he got injured at training. He's another one that's a lot of knowledge over years and stuff like that. Again, both a lot of knowledge. So he came out and helped him out, and so that's how that finished. Sort of Johnny Starr interfered a bit, and But it was a good match too. Overall, it was, awesome match. That's what I mean. He's still got it after all these years.
And if I'm being honest too, if we were to come back for a match as a tag, it'd be definitely against those two boys because they're, like you said, full of knowledge. They look after you, and all that. So it does make a lot of sense if I, if we're to come back. But,
and they love putting a match together. Them two,
they
love doing it, and they actually really like each other too. So as a tag, I think you're right. They'll take on the two of you, or it'd be a good match. They'll know what I mean. But not just they know what they're doing, but you guys will put your things forward as well, and it'd work out 100%. It'd work out,
and would win the match. That's the thing, like easily, very easily. So
You got in the ring with quite good guys like Zuko. I've seen as well. In the tag match, they're both him, Zuko. I can't remember his tag team partner. That's Tristan Slade. That's right. Tristan's also another really knowledgeable guy.
Extremely knowledgeable. Both are extremely knowledgeable. Both. So I've had the pleasure to tag against them. I think fantastic guys. Yeah, they're really, really, really good at what they do. They really enjoy what they do. They like. They give out pointers. Absolutely, they do. They like you to be involved. They're not just, okay, guys, I've got 30 plus years experience, you're doing this today. They don't have that attitude at all. If you do make, they try to fix your mistakes, where they can, because they got a lot of vision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic. I think we had a fantastic match with them last year, actually. It was, I think it was a no rules match, and we again, it's using obviously a lot of props and all that, but it all worked pretty well. Like it came through well. So I've had a few matches with them now. I think it's pretty good. We had a couple of comedy matches. I think we had one we had a little midget as well, so that was pretty funny. We put that together. That was actually a funny one. Was
that your idea? Because that's a JJ idea if I ever heard of one.
No, that was to be honest. Sammy brought it forward, and he's like, "What do you think I'm going to do?" I reckon that's the funniest thing. So
that's what I was
mean.
Like, "Yeah, go for it." That pump.
Yeah, I was like, "I actually did something like that pump."
We still, all the boys still do the Joe at training chant. I'll still go there. Like, man, that pumps.
That was funny. The midget was actually, he came up with some good comedy spots too. I thought it was funny. I had a few, so that was good. That was funny.
I've seen one of the moves, and the little guy was it was a duck clothesline, and he just walked straight under the duck clothesline, doesn't duck or anything. Oh man, I was gold. I was laughing.
Oh man, it was good.
Funny.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, that was a good comedy. I've never had like really comedy matches, but that one I was like, yeah, let's go for it. Why not? Something different. So that was funny. That was very funny.
Bit of fun. All right. Yeah. Before we go, want to ask one last question, right? Because it's been almost 3 years since you left me, not VCW. You left me, right? You're the champion. You're the poster boy. You're on the big banners on Canterbury Road. So why'd you leave me, or why'd you leave VCW?
Why?
Oh look, we were going for the tag team titles, mate. I just wanted a belt. You got one. I didn't. You're slack, man. Bloody hell.
No, I think that's a fair enough question, and I think, and with all seriousness, like shooting now, if I'm to go back, it wouldn't happen that way. I think it's fair to say it was probably immature and a bit wrong the way that it was done. And that's why when you see me speak earlier, it's about learning and as the years go by in wrestling. So I think that was the wrong way that it should have taken place. But, through controversy, that's what wrestling's about. You know what I mean? So I hope, that one day I can use that controversy and bring it back, in a way that we can in wrestling, But that's it too. I thought in terms of why it happened, I think it was just in my mind to sort of move on, but not knowing how to do it. And I think that was it should have been done better on my half. That's absolutely true. But yeah, I think when the opportunity comes again, it was a controversial way to leave, and I want to I think it'd be important one day to use that controversy in a different way, and you know, and work on that. Yeah, something like that. You know what I mean? Something like that. Without saying it, we can. Something like that might happen, especially now that I want to try 2 different things as well. So yeah, it was a shame in a way. It shouldn't have happened the way it happened on my behalf. But if we can turn a negative into a positive in the future, I think that'd be fantastic as well.
Yeah,
so what was it? Did the other company want to give you more money, better opportunities? What was that?
You know what it was too? I remember you left, and then I seen the poster for the AWE show. I'm like, I have
a few months later.
I'm like, far out, man. I'm like, especially with my tag team partner, but it's all right. So don't worry about it. I don't need a belt. Xander, come on, hurry up there.
Oh shit. No, well, buddy, that's going to do us for tonight. But JJ, thank you so much for joining us, brother.
Thanks, JJ.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you guys having me on the show. And it's good to speak after certain. And yeah, let's touch base again. And yeah, good luck with the show. It's good you guys putting the effort to put a podcast, a wrestling one together. That's it's good. And yeah, well done, guys. Fantastic.
Well, brother, good luck in the future, whether it's wrestling, acting, whatever you're doing. And don't be a stranger. Definitely going to see you around the traps.
I think you will.
No, we definitely will. Don't worry about that. But guys, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Like us on the Facebook page. This is us signing off for another week. Thank you very much. See you next time.